A fashion designer's impact goes beyond the runway. They change the way we look at ourselves and those around us. Video fashion designers chronicles their past successes and follows their evolution into the 21st century.
I learned from my brother that you don't do things with passion and the same things you believe in.
Filled with lavish parties, celebrity entourages, and miles of platinum blonde hair, the glamorous life of Donatella Versace epitomizes the daring, brazenly sexy brand built by her brother, Gianni Versace. Donatella was long Gianni's creative muse, in addition to designing his secondary line, Versace. Sadly, it was Gianni's tragic death in 1997 that catapulted Donatella to the helm of the entire Versace empire.
The season my brother was alive, all stands up for me. And I try to continue the best way I can.
The DNA of Versace has always been about this strong, bold, Amazonian, sexy, in-your-face woman. I mean, I think Gianni did it in an incredible way, and Donatella just continues that tradition.
Donatella's done an incredible job of keeping that brand interesting and exciting and relevant. Certainly much more of a feminine element because it's a woman who's designing it.
A lot of people see my sweet side, but I like my sexy side better. Sexy clothes, that's what I like, I believe.
Drawing from Gianni's signature sex appeal and dramatic flair, Donatella has perfected the unabashedly seductive, show-stopping red carpet gown. Versace continues to be a go-to label for A-listers looking to raise hemlines and make headlines.
So it's sort of a nice combination of feeling quite sexy, but on the other hand being quite contained.
Versace represents the ultimate glamour. I mean, it's just glamour to the fullest. It's luxury.
Nearly 2 decades after taking the reins at Versace, Donatella continues to propel the brand into the 21st century, enticing the next generation of Versace customers with her alluring designs and eternally youthful sensibility.
Somebody asked me to describe Donatella, and I always say she's like really fun, really fearless, really female. And I would say this is like the best definition of a collection.
I love that Donatella goes to her rock and roll roots every time, and she finds new ways to express it. Nothing like a little Medusa and a little S&M to shake things up.
Donatella, I think she's an 18-year-old girl in her heart for her whole life. So she's always young, she's always feisty. If anybody can pull it off, it's Donatella.
A cool commotion accompanied the Versace Fall 2008 show, with Donatella welcoming celebrity friends. Also on hand, the dreamy star of the label's menswear campaign, Patrick Dempsey. The design diva knows how to set the mood.
So it's gonna be fun.
Versace represents the ultimate glamour. I mean, it's just glamour to the fullest. It's a lot of jewelry, it's luxury. We actually emulated the Versace jet in my glamorous video. That's how much I feel that Versace is glamorous.
This season is a different collection, of course. It's more geometric. The fabric are like gazelle, so it's different fabric. With a lot of volumes. Play with the volumes on the side of the dress or the back of the dress.
Donatella enlisted Dutch artist Tim Roelofs to help add prints to the vibrant collection.
Very colorful at one point because I work with a Dutch artist who lives in Berlin. So a very interesting print inspired in Berlin buildings mixed with the Versace iconic picture of Avedon, which he creates only for us.
I thought it was pretty damn good. I mean, I liked the connection with this Dutch artist and the kind of pop graffiti. I think also she came up with this kind of new silhouette for Versace, this kind of A-line mini look, and I think she kind of took on this kind of thing, the volume everyone's doing in a pretty subtle way, and the backs.
I love that she went short on a lot of the dresses and high on the heels because that's good for me in my height.
Well, it's fantastic. It's a really good Versace show. I mean, soup to nuts, great colors. Interesting dresses at the beginning. It's like really kind of things that were almost a Japanese influence and also a little bit of Cardin influence, it felt like. But really, you know, mostly short hemlines for day and very easy to wear. Some really sort of simple draping effects, but really kind of pressed and crisp and tailored looking. Good show.
Wow. That's what I thought. I thought, wow. It was the way every single woman wants to look, really. And it was not serious and intellectual. It was just the perfect way you should look in the middle of the doldrums of winter.
Just every so often the girls look sensational in the thing. When it's right, the Versace thing is the real Screen Goddess thing. It's the ultimate thing.
It was really sexy, and there's really beautiful things in there that I liked, and it was fun.
Luxury something is a design that we do. We have to be unique. It has to be something everybody desires. That's luxury to me.
The fashion crowd descended upon the Versace Teatro in Milan to see what Donatella Versace had in store for the coming season.
Donatella, she's amazing. She's amazing. Gianni was amazing, and she's amazing, and I'm a huge fan. Huge fan.
The spring 2009 season marked the 30th anniversary at the House of Versace.
This is 30 years when it was on the Versace. Yes, the new silhouette is a very structured silhouette. She's small in the waist and a boxy shape in the bottom. I think the structure clothes gives more confidence to women today, and we need a lot of confidence in this time. It's a very difficult time.
To celebrate the anniversary, Versace collaborated with artist Julie Verhoeven to create a special print of their signature Medusa.
So I collaborated with Julie Verhoeven, this British artist, to reinvent the Medusa. She created these two amazing paintings, which I photograph and I print on the clothes.
So I've worked on reworking Versace's heritage and their Medusa logo and the neoclassicism side of their artwork, and I looked at Julian Schnabel's smash plates work from the 80s, and it's sort of like a little bit of a homage, really.
Hot Versace. What a way to end Milan Fashion Week. That was, you just feel like going to a discotheque after that show. And the girls were so sexy, so hot, so full of fun and life. It was a great, true to Versace spirit show.
I thought it was brilliant. It was really great. It was very sharp, very good lines, very good fabrics, beautiful colors. Great, really great Versace.
Thank you.
I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. Yeah, really, it kind of taps into my aesthetic. So, but on overdrive, it was fantastic. I thought she did a great job. I love the prints. Yeah, really fabulous.
What do I think of the show? Real authentic Versace merchandise, like the way you want to see it. I like the whole zip thing, the way she made it into a heart. I like it was kind of pure rock and roll glamour.
The season my brother was alive all stood up for me, and I try to continue, the best way I can.
Versace's show was a real return to the soul of Versace. I felt that Donatella really captured the spirit of Gianni and the color, the fun, and the sexiness of the brand. She started off with very short mini dresses in very colorful prints. Really no other adornments but the print and the fabrics, no jewelry except for a beautiful bucket bag that she showed in many colors.
What I love is that it's a real risk, I think, right now to go that bold and that strong, especially when everybody else is sort of sticking their foot in the back door, and she just said, "Ah, the hell with it." And she went back to the brand and just said, "This is what we stand for," and pulled it off in a fresh, modern way that I just think is a knockout. I really think it's the standout show so far I've seen here.
Candy colored, which we want for spring. We want to be up and sparkly and dazzly. And, you know, what better than the House of Versace to give you that kind of upbeat, sparkly color?
Spectacular evening collection where it was a bit geometric and with cutouts of revealing pieces of the body. Really very beautiful and very sexy, very Versace. I felt this was a real change from the last couple of seasons where it has been a little more classic and restrained. This was full on the Versace that we know and we love.
I loved it. It was the happiest show I've seen so far in Milan. Celebrities are going to go nuts for those clothes. And it was feminine and strong and sexy, and she got it all right.
It began really well with great kind of chainmail and skein and astrakhan and black. It was fantastic.
I thought it was spectacular. I thought it was incredibly sexy as ever. You know, a little dark, highly dramatic, and beautiful. And I love the Rooney Mara, the whole, you know, the look and everything. It was great.
There was that feeling for me of the Crusades or a little bit of Joan of Arc. She had crystals, she had crucifixes, she had a kind of leather mesh thigh-high boots, lots of crosses. It was really strong and it was very, very definitely Versace.
I thought it was going back to that hard rock edge that it does so well, that Gianni did really well.
I thought Versace was very Donatella, but with actually quite a lot of Gianni Versace in there. I mean, she used a lot of the house codes, that kind of chainmail fabric that really was his sort of signature in the 80s.
Versace was like old Versace. It was great because we were saying it was almost like Rooney Mara mixed with Madonna. So it was like old and new. So it was very modern, but at the same time I had all those little touches, the crosses and the mesh and everything of the old days. But, you know, she's always so clever and keeps her integrity when she does that. So it felt very new. And beautiful evening dresses.
I loved Versace. I thought it was the right amount of toughness. I loved the studded, the like bib things that were happening with the studs on it. It was gorgeous. I love the Lady Gaga pieces, those implants, those hip implants were so cool. I was trying to take a picture of it to tweet it. Everybody's writing about her confidence, about returning to her brother's last moment. And when she walked out, she like looked so confident. I mean, I remember when she would come out and someone would hold her hand, you know, and she just strutted right out and walked back. It was great. It was really moving.
I loved what happened at Versace because Donatella went where Donatella knows best. She went back to the roots of Versace. This idea of a slit skirt everywhere, it is a must-have in a woman's wardrobe. Opening the show with great tailored pieces in black with the classic Gianni Greek key design that was a detail on the waistbands. But I love that long midi maxi skirt that had a slit up the side that showed a lot of leg, super sexy, super sensual. I think it's a nice way to address a longer hemline. And the knits were so cool, you know, she did big, bold color, and she also did kind of a softer palette in the knit. Taking the idea of that classic Versace scarf, but exploding it to a larger scale. So it wasn't ditzy, it wasn't small, it wasn't intricate. It was big, it was bold, it was graphic, making fantastic sweater sets and also great knit dresses.
It was like being backstage at a, you know, Who concert or something. It was like, you know, so many flashing lights and plexiglass and beautiful girls and lots of little, you know, peekaboo riffs in every piece, which, you know, not to get too literary, but it reminds me of Medusa and kind of the Medusa symbol. And, you know, the thing about Medusa is you want to look at her, but you know that you might get in trouble. And I think it's kind of similar with these clothes, at least from a man's point of view, because if you look at those things, if you're married or you have a girlfriend, it's not going to go well for you.
And then that whole idea of that kind of bold graphic patterning for evening where she Swarovski crystal big slashes of red on top of turquoise and then all over embellishment with little belt and buckle details on one shoulder dresses that were olive and purple and blue and orange together, kind of audacious color patterns, but colors that really work when you're a Versace girl. And they were short and they were sassy and they were fantastic.
I thought it was really interesting, and you know, it was really good, especially at the end, the evening, the way that those pieces were constructed, and the transparency, along with, you know, the shine and the sparkle, and just, you know, I mean, she's always sexy.
I love that she's abandoned a lot of the bandage that sometimes gets a little kind of dominatrix. It's not a season about that. It was still super sexy without looking like you need a whip and a chain to be worn around your neck. And there are moments when we like to see that on the runway, but it's not that moment right now. So I'm glad that she really took it to a sophisticated place, but a very sensual place, and a place that I think women are going to be excited when it's in the store. always sexy at Versace. And it was so interesting. There's such a decade dance going on all of the runways this season. It really started with all the love affair of the 70s, and then when we were in New York, we started to see a little bit of the 90s emerge with that whole sensibility of a little girl that's kind of grungy with a bit of a glam point of view. But there is a lot of 90s here in the city of Milan, and it's certainly on the runway this season. And Versace really going back to the roots of when Gianni was designing the collection with great gold frame, filigree, platform shoes that the girls were tromping up and down the runway in.
It's funny because, you know, slowly I'm seeing this kind of platform coming back, and, you know, so the girls are getting really tall again, and like, I'm just curious about what that means, you know, because they're like Amazonian again.
You know there's a girl out there or a million that want to have those boots because those boots are made for walking and a little bit more. So it was a great show. Interesting. I was just in Paris seeing her haute couture show, and this idea of kind of slicing, dicing, and doing cutaways was a major message, not only in a lot of the dresses, but also on tunics that were on top of the flared leg bell-bottom pants, and they appeared here on the runway, which have a very 90s sensibility to them. It's interesting to see how Donatella continues to use her couture pieces, her Atelier Versace, really as kind of a testing ground for ideas before she puts it forward into the pret-a-porter. And I love all the color blocking because I think it's very Versace. And this idea of logo and then using the V and the E and the R and the S, the A and the C and the E as embellishment and design all over the clothes. It looks very right for them. It's a little hip hop, it's a little rapper, and it's kind of what we're looking for this season.
I loved it. As I was watching those girls, I was thinking, like, I'm sexy, I'm rich, get out of my way. You know, there was so much attitude, which we haven't seen on the runway in a while. And I have to say, you know, when you break down and look at the clothes, the brights were incredible, the neons were amazing. You know, I mean, Donatella's always sexy, but there seemed to be a really kind of different energy, I think, that was really fun. It's sort of like there's that power chick again, and she's like, yep, look at me, you know, I look like a lemon drop from head to toe, and there was something quite amazing.